Welcome back. You're tuned in to Power Breakfast here on CNBC-TV18. Now back home on the Lal Street, the bulls took a breather on Wednesday after rallying for 7 straight sessions. The Nifty closed more or less flattish with a tad bit of a negative bias, while the Sensex managed to stay in the green. The mid-caps as well underperformed, losing close to around 0.5% odd, while the Nifty Bank hit yet another record close. Mangalam joins us to run us through all the market cues early this morning. Hey Mangalam, morning.
Good morning, guys. On the previous trading session, Wednesday, if you must, there was a mild consolidation as far as the markets are concerned, and that's something that we've seen over the last 4 or 5 weekly options expiries. So if you just take a look at the Nifty moves taking place on the last 4 weekly options expiry, be it March 20th, where the Nifty moved just about 11 points, which was the previous trading session. 1 week ago on March 14th, we saw a move of just about 1.5 points. March 7th, we saw a gain of about 5.2 points, and the previous week, we saw a decline of about 14.1 points. So that's telling you that, weekly options expiry, the Nifty usually meanders around the previous close. That's because a lot of premium eating is something that takes place on weekly options expiry days. But this month itself, we've seen a stellar rally. Like you said, yet another record high coming in for the Nifty Bank, 11.5% this month. The Nifty and the mid-caps have now started to move in line with each other. So 6.75% gains for both those frontline indices. No two ways about the fact that this is an FII-driven rally. So over the last 5-6 trading sessions, we've seen purchase of almost $2 billion. In fact, this month itself, the FIs have bought nearly 25,000 crores in the cash markets. But do not lose sight of the fact that domestic institutional investors, they're selling and they are supplying to the FII demand. So if you take a look at the last few trading sessions, those are sells. So the graph should be below the zero line. We've seen the domestic institutional investors sell about half of what the FIs have bought this month itself. Nearly 12,500 crores pulled out from the markets by the domestic institutional investors. Why is this important? Because, well, the FI money usually is believed comes into the frontline indices or the frontline stocks, while the domestic institutional investors pull out money from the mid-cap index. And that is something that we've seen over the last 2 trading weeks. So Nifty has actually gained about 4.5% in the last 2 weeks, while the mid-cap index has actually gained just about 2.6%. So while for the month the Nifty and the mid-cap index have gained in line, it's the mid-cap index which has underperformed in the last 2 trading weeks. In terms of global news, it is India positive, it is flows positive. Why is that? Because one, Brexit, the European Union has granted unconditional nod up till April 12th for them to go ahead and indicate a way forward. So that diffuses some tension. Secondly, more importantly, when we were on holiday, the US Fed has said they do not expect the rates to rise further at all in 2019. Why is this a positive? Because, well, the US yields on the back of that came off and Indian yields would go up. That would increase the carry trade coming into India. That is more flows positive in the future. And which is why the SGX Nifty, that one should come up for you, currently indicates a start of around 6.5%, but that's just optical. If you compare it to the Wednesday futures close, it's a near 50-point gain on the Nifty coming in. So from here, all eyes set clearly on the record high of the Nifty. With the Nifty Bank, 11,760 is where the Nifty's record high is placed. Let's see whether it's a matter of when and not if when the Nifty goes there.
All right, Mangalam, thanks a lot for that. But also tell us, what are the stocks that you're watching out for today?
A lot of stocks, and most of them, it would be more of the same, So Jet and SBI, it's a continuing story. We will definitely watch out for that. Jet has told the exchanges that the company has approved a resolution plan coming in from SBI. And this plan contemplates various options like debt equity mix, proportion of equity infusion, all of that once there is a mutually agreeable decision which is taken. So the street will definitely keep an eye out on this, not the end of this that we are hearing. And as Jet goes through its own troubles, we're seeing other stocks move. So SpiceJet was high by about 16.5% in the previous trading session, as was Interglobe Aviation around 7.5%. So let's see whether Jet's troubles actually bring in some positives for these guys or not. So we'll keep an eye out on the other aviation stocks in the aviation space itself. Mindtree, after the hullabaloo which is taking place with regards to L&T's open offer, they've put the buyback on hold, or they've postponed the meeting to March 26. So let's see how that comes about as well. PFC REC, this has been in the works, so the final details have now come in with regards to the merger. The deal has been finalized. Keep an eye out on both the stocks. Piramal Enterprises, they've repurchased 3,500 units of the 5,000 NCDs or non-convertible debentures, which are their face value worth around 350 crores. So this should be a mild positive. Liquidity concerns maybe perhaps easing the fact that the company is repurchasing some of their outstanding NCDs. Adani Transmission also in focus because the board has approved the buyback of their non-convertible debentures worth up to 1,000 crores. So maybe some liquidity concerns are easing. We'll keep an eye out on that as companies are going ahead and repurchasing their own non-convertible debentures which are outstanding in the markets right now. And finally, GET&D, they will rationalize the workforce of their UP factory to match with their current order backlog. Now, financially, this would be a positive news coming in from the stock, but socially, let's see what the impact of this would be. Unemployment data is not as promising in that regard. If the company is going ahead and rationalizing their workforce, let's see how that is taken socially.
Okay, all right, Mangalam, thanks so much for that. Well, we'll take one of those stocks forward. Jet Airways, that's the stock in focus as the crisis worsens for Jet Airways. The lenders plan to soon ask Naresh Goyal to step down. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the latest developments on that big story.